Well, hey there, everybody. How's it going? It is the Gunman here with my good news of the day, wherever you are. I hope you're having a great day today. If this is your first time visiting, please smash that like button. Make sure you follow us. I want to bring these to your life and to your day as often as I can. I just want to send you some love and affection today. Keep this nice, short, sweet, and to the point. My goal here is to give you a little emotional cup of coffee and to focus on the positive. Always focus on the positive. Look, I'm not running for election. Frankly, let's face it, with my past, I ain't ever going to be president. But that said, it gives me the leeway, the free will, to give you the things as I see it. I follow the data every single day, and I don't want to make this COVID sort of theme, but since that seems to be ever present on everybody's mind, seeing as recently the governor of California as well as the governor of New York decided it was a bright idea to basically lock down their states again, which I personally don't agree with. I'll go into that in another post because the data doesn't support it. But here's what the data does say. Today, news just in from the CDC, our own CDC, and they made a statement. They said, by their calculations, at least 40% of all positive COVID cases are asymptomatic. Now, let me explain what asymptomatic really means. Okay, you would think on the surface what that means is that, you know, you don't cough, you don't have fevers, and you wouldn't know that you're sick. That's not what it means. What it really means is that at least 40% are immune. Now, why that's really important is because there's a concept called herd immunity. We've been fighting viruses for as long as there have been people. Viruses come, they go. Why do you think it is that the incredibly potent flu virus of 1917 just decided to go away one day? Well, it's because of the concept of herd immunity. What happens is a certain amount of people get exposed to any virus, and basically the virus runs out of susceptible hosts. And eventually, like a brush fire, it runs out of fuel and it burns itself out. Now, sometimes those viruses mutate, and years down the road they come back in another form. But let's just talk about SARS-2, which causes COVID-19. If at least 40% are asymptomatic, and they're stating that about 80% more people, or excuse me, 80 times more people they're finding out have been exposed to this, therefore asymptomatic. It's really good news that they said that 40% by their reckoning are asymptomatic. Herd immunity for this virus, the original projections, you'd have to get like between 60 and 70% of the population to have been exposed to this to reach herd immunity. And actually there are new studies that are just out that shows far, far lower, between 17 and 20%. And actually the data that I'm seeing supports that, because the only number that matters, as I mentioned before, is the death number. And regardless of cases, like, oh, so many cases, so many cases, so many cases, the actual amount of people dying is nosediving, and that's great news. And that supports the whole theory of herd immunity. This is not voodoo. This is not wizardry. It's science fact, not fiction. And that is the message of the day. The message of the day is that right now they will admit that at least 40% of all people who are exposed to this are immune to it. Awesome news for the day. Just want to leave you with that. And I'm going to be checking in with all of you guys tomorrow. But until then, look, love each other, love yourself, and have a great day. We'll talk to you tomorrow.